What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and today it is time that we discuss the 2024 presidential election, and in particular the state of Michigan, which is, in my opinion, one of the most under-talked about battleground states in 2024. Now, let me be 100% clear. I ain't saying Republicans are gonna win the state of Michigan or anything like that. I'm not guaranteeing anything for 2024. However, some people are making it sound like Michigan is going to vote Biden by 15 points. I mean, yes, 2022 was a disaster for Republicans in the state. But this state only voted for Biden by 3. It has been trending Republican except for one election since 2008. Suddenly now it's back to being a safe Democrat state? It's like some of these people need to chill out for a second. One midterm election doesn't automatically mean a state is safe Republican or anything like that. Now, before I continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell. Follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, guys. Go follow Real American Politics on Twitter. It is a great Twitter account everyone should follow. Of course, follow the Rumble page down below for exclusive content. And, of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $3 a month, you could join Real American, which is a phenomenal deal. As help support the daily content we all know and love. You love the daily content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. So, the 2024 presidential election. Anybody with just common sense would understand this election will be close. And this map here, this isn't a safe map or anything, but this is assuming what states are looking likely to go Republican or Democrat. Let's just say Republicans, they win the state of North Carolina and win the state of Texas. And Democrats, they win Minnesota, New Hampshire, and you get the point. This doesn't mean it's safe. It just means more than likely these states are probably going to vote this way. Just as of now. Could this change? Yes. So theoretically, under this map, Republicans need to find 35 electoral votes. The most likely scenario that Republicans have come up with is Arizona, Georgia, and the state of Wisconsin. Many people have been saying this is the pathway for Republicans and all this stuff, and I agree. This is probably the most likely scenario for Republicans. With that being said, however, it would be absolutely dumb to just bank on this map for multitude of reasons. The first one is Arizona. The state of Arizona, can we just be blunt? It isn't looking good for Republicans right now. It just isn't. It's not like Georgia in 2022 where there were some legitimate signs that Republicans may have started to slow down the Democrat surge in the Atlanta area. Republicans got walloped in the state of Arizona in 2022. And the party registration trends, which again, I know that's not everything, in recent years have looked okay for Republicans. Now, it's gone downhill quickly. So Arizona is, in my opinion, a massive red flag. State of Georgia. I think Republicans, they're going to do better than expected in the state of Georgia. I think DeSantis wins it by a couple points. Trump, I think, actually does pull it off by a point or so. And this is as of now. Could this change? Yes. But Georgia, it seems like that Brian Kemp, some of the stuff he's passing seems to be pushing some people out of the state. Kind of similar to Texas. Not as extreme, but it looks like that there's some hope in the state of Georgia, all right? But still, let's say in this scenario, Republicans lose Georgia, or let's just say they lose Arizona, or the other way around, all right? you got to find 14 electoral votes. And as for the state of Wisconsin, I think it's actually Republicans are looking decent here. Ron Johnson won by, a point, which was underperformance. I admit that. But that was going when the rest of the ballot just collapsed upon itself. And the environment was like Biden +3 in the state of Wisconsin. So Ron Johnson outran everybody by a few points, and that's the federal election. And congressionally, you look at a place like Wisconsin 3rd, Derek Van Orden did decent enough that may correlate to 2024. And again, midterms aren't everything. Like I said, you can't just say, oh, well, this means this or this. This is a guarantee. But even before 2022, the state was trending Republican. And most people even admit that the likelihood that Republicans win the state is actually not that far-fetched. So let's say in this scenario, Republicans win the state of Wisconsin, and you know what, win the state of Georgia, because I am more confident about that. Well, you got a problem. You need 9 electoral votes. Well, the DeSantis people, which again, I think that no matter who the candidate is, Republicans are not favored in the state of Arizona. I just don't think they are. Trump probably does point worse than DeSantis in the state, but I still think that's not a favorite. That may be a complete battleground. But let's say whoever the nominee is, let's say it's DeSantis. He can appeal to the Sun Belt. And I think either way, in the suburbs, which by the way, the state of Nevada, that's where I was going with this. I think either way, Republicans, eventually they're going to have to win the state of Nevada. Statistically, it's looking more and more like 2024. But at some point, the dam has to burst. I mean, it's been a slow trending state Republican. Very slow. But 2022 may have been the first sign that Republicans may finally be starting to crack through. And again, this is assuming that this is like a Trump +2 electorate. Well, okay, in that scenario, you still need a state. Well, DeSantis could win Nebraska second. That's delusional, but let's say that happens. Where are you going to find these 2 other electoral votes from in this scenario? And you start to realize that if Arizona goes Democrat and Republicans win Nevada, Wisconsin, and Georgia, they need a different state. They need something. And it comes down to Michigan and Pennsylvania. Now, we'll talk about Pennsylvania in a future video, but Michigan, there is a lot of room for Republicans to grow in the state of Michigan, because people make it sound like it's a Biden +30 state. It isn't. Trump lost it by only like 3 points, and he won in 2016. First Republican since, 1988? Or whatever it was? Either way, I think Republicans, there is room to grow in the state, in particular the central part of the state. These counties should not be just R+20 or R+30. They should be like R+50. Some of them are, but demographically, you would think a lot of these counties would be very Republican. And even in 2020, these counties did shift significantly Republican. Now, there's of course places like Macomb County, and people make it sound like it's, oh, this county is going to vote for Biden. Trump won it by 8. Trump won it by like 10 in 2016. And it voted for Obama beforehand. And people are saying, well, Michigan in 2022, Whitmer won it by 5. This was a Biden +7 electorate. So it isn't going to be a Biden +10 state. Could have theoretically, maybe. But based on what we know right now, and we look at the polling, and again, let me be careful. Polling, especially in Michigan, has been awful. Even these bozos have this race have a complete toss-up. So with that in mind, it's not going to be a D+11 state. And the election really comes down to 2 parts of the state. One, Grand Rapids. Will Biden continue to gain more support and ground in the state, in this region? Whitmer won it by 10, but she won statewide by 11. And that was with a Biden +7 electorate. So Trump in this region cannot afford to lose much support. He just can't. Sure, he can make up some of the ground in the central part of the region, which I think he will, but he cannot afford to lose much support in this region. Now, the second part of the state that I think will really decide the state, the Flint area, Flint, Michigan. There is a ton of Obama-Trump voters in this region. And you can even include Macomb County in this. You talk about a part of the state that will determine things, it's going to be Flint, Michigan, in my humble opinion. Yes, Ann Arbor has a lot of votes and stuff. I understand that. But just like Dane County, at some point, that's probably going to teeter off. Will you get 80%? Maybe. But you just start looking at it, and at some point, it's probably going to max out. So you look up north, and these counties, Genesee, Saginaw, really will be the deciding factor. Because if Trump wins a place like Saginaw, which he won in 2016, but he lost it in 2020. Do the math. He won in the state in 2016, he lost it in 2020. If he's doing good in a place like Saginaw, Genesee, a place like Lapeer, which is more Republican, but if he's doing substantially better in this region, this is a good sign for him that a lot of these blue-collar Democrats that still vote Democrat, they're probably shifting over. But unlike the Flint, Michigan, which has quite a bit of votes, there's some, but it's not going to be, so many votes is overwhelming, While the Flint area, there's hundreds of thousands of votes in this one region. And it really comes down to, can Trump limit the margins in Kent County by, Biden plus 10? That's like, if he gets any higher than that, it's over. He ain't winning the state of Michigan. So you want to limit the margin as much as you can in Kent. And also, probably try to flip Muskegon County, because that would make up for a little bit of lost ground in Ottawa and even potentially in Kent County itself. You also, just Ann Arbor. Again, like I said, I don't think it's going to continue shifting as Democrat as it has in recent years. I mean, in 2022, Whitmer won it by 51. Biden won it by what? 46, and she did 10 points better statewide. It's looking like Ann Arbor's starting to max out for Democrats. So it really comes down to, can Republicans win these blue-collar Democrats? And I think Trump is the one that can. DeSantis, I have some serious questions about. Because these voters, if they're going to vote Republican, it's probably going to be somebody like Trump. Because these voters care about trade. They care about, will they have a job next week? Because the economy right now is the most important issue for 2024. And a lot of these voters, they trust Trump more on the economy than Biden. And Trump's the one that has a unique appeal. He's the one that can keep these voters in Macomb County, with the Republicans. He won it by 8. Everybody else lost the county. While, at the same time, he is the only one that I think could pick off enough votes in this region. And again, it's also going to come down to turnout, but realistically, if Trump wins Saginaw County, wins Muskegon, holds the line in Kent, he's probably having a good night. As for DeSantis, really he needs a miracle in like Oakland, because I just don't see DeSantis winning a place like Saginaw. I don't see him winning a place even like Bay, or doing awful in Flint. I really do not see DeSantis doing that good in this region. So DeSantis, on the other hand, he needs a miracle in Oakland and Kent. Basically, he has to win Kent County. His coalition versus Trump's coalition isn't good for the state of Michigan. It just isn't. And I think that Trump, he could win the state. Biden's a favorite right now in the state. But really, on election night in 2024, comes down Saginaw, Muskegon, and Kent. Trump has to pick off these two, and if he holds Kent County off to like Biden plus 10, like I said, which that may be even too generous, I don't know. He has a serious shot of winning the state of Michigan. Anyways, folks, Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.